Sonic Mania came out before Sonic Forces, but the copy I have is Sonic Mania Plus, which is Sonic Mania, but it has downloadable content attached to it. I'm going to be talking mainly about Sonic Mania Plus because that's the only version of Sonic Mania I have played. So what exactly is Sonic Mania? Well, Sonic Mania is a game that uses classic elements in its game. It has Sonic characters that are in the old Sonic games. Sonic's 1, 2, 3, Sonic CD, any of the Sonic games that came out in the 90s. These characters are Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Mighty the Armadillo, and Ray the Flying Squirrel. The latter two have not been in a Sonic game for years. The last one they were in was called Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. This game also has levels from 90s Sonic games, and also a couple new ones. But what really stands out about Sonic Mania is its pixelated graphics, the pixelated design of the levels themselves and the game as a whole. There's not really a plot, it's just Dr. Eggman finding a mysterious jewel called the Phantom Ruby, and using robots called, I think they're called Mighties. They have a certain title. I can't think of the name right now. But anyway, all you do is play as the Sonic characters I have mentioned previously, excluding Dr. Eggman. And you go through levels, and you collect rings, beat Dr. Eggman's robots. It's kind of simple. Now, what's really good about this game is the level design. I think it's well built. All the levels are well designed, save for a couple, which I'll talk about later. The levels themselves are built in such a way that you can feel fast. That your characters can move across each level at a fast pace, and that can lead to some smooth gameplay that makes the game feel light and breezy and really just fun. This game does feel fun. It allows you to play the game without interruption, meaning without really hitting walls or getting stuck and not knowing what to do. Boss fights are fun. They're not easy to beat, I will say. A lot of them are not super easy. Now, the characters that you play as each have a unique ability that is special for them specifically. For example, Sonic can jump. That's not really a surprise. If you're a Sonic fan, you know Sonic can jump. That's one of his main characteristics. Tails, if you press the B button twice, he can fly to different areas of the game. Knuckles, by pressing B twice, can float in the air and also climb walls. Mighty can do a stomp if you press B twice. And Ray can do exactly what Tails can do, fly. But he only can do it with a short distance, and the controls for him are rather inverted, so they feel like you're controlling an airplane. I have been talking about a bunch of good stuff about Sonic Mania, but I really should talk about the flaws because this game is not perfect. My main issue with Sonic Mania is the layout of the levels, how the game is designed. If you die in the second level of a zone, you are forced to go back to level 1 in the zone and just restart the entire zone again. And that is really frustrating if the level itself has bad design. And there are levels in this game that have bad design, including, I'll name one, Hydro City, and the last one, I can't remember what it's called, Titanium Monarch Zone. It's really bad, and it's really frustrating. There's also other modes in the game. Encore mode, which I've only touched on a little bit. Encore mode is a mode where you play as Sonic, but you can also choose between two other characters that you free from a cage. You can either choose Mighty the Armadillo or Ray the Flying Squirrel. Whichever character you choose, in that game, if you die as Sonic, then you're forced to just leave with the other character that you had to rescue. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really like Encore mode. I don't think it's quite as fun as the main game. The competition mode I haven't really touched on, so I can't really say much about it. The last thing I'll say about Sonic Mania is the special stages are pretty bad. I have a very hard time catching any of the Chaos Emeralds in the levels. Now you might be saying, oh well, you just need to get good at the levels. True. It's way too hard to catch the emerald because the thing that's carrying it, the blimp or whatever, the jellyfish, it's just too fast, and you constantly run out of rings every time you try to go faster. The more you collect rings, the harder they are to find, and thus when you run out of rings, you just die, or you just exit the special stage, and I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like the special stages. If I were to grade Sonic Mania on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 7.5. It's a good game, and I'd highly recommend it to all Sonic fans. Alright, the next game I want to talk about is called Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces came out in November of 2017 and was received with mixed feedback upon its release. However, as time has passed, it has been viewed very negatively by much of the Sonic fanbase. A lot of reviewers, especially on Metacritic, give this a more mediocre score. What do I think? Well, let me start with what's good about the game. I personally like the graphics in this Sonic Forces. I know that's going to be quite debatable for some Sonic fans to hear, because some of the graphics make the characters look like plushies or squeezable toys. I'm not joking. But overall, there's nothing that looks bad about the game itself in terms of presentation. It's a very cool looking game. Graphics do look beautiful, somewhat. Sonic Forces also added a customizable character or avatar that you can give weapons and customize its species as well as gender. And I thought that this is a really good feature of the game. I love the avatar. I love customizing characters. I love giving them equipment and gear and tools to help them complete the levels. And after each level that you beat, you can collect more gear to dress up your avatar, and that's what makes the game replayable. And that's a positive in my book. The soundtrack of this game, really good. This group that works on the Sonic games, they really do a good job of the soundtrack with their Sonic games. In Sonic Forces, it's no exception. This is really fun, really awesome soundtrack, and it's great. Now, the villain that's featured in this game has a really cool design, but I will get to him in a moment. The levels in this game, some of them are very fun to play. Some of them are really worth going back and enjoying. Some of them have that, as I've said, breezy, fast pace to them, make you feel like you're speeding down the levels. But this is where I want to get into my bad about this game. And unfortunately, the bad seems to outweigh the good with Sonic Forces. I've said in a previous video that I did like Sonic Forces, but looking back on it, it has problems. What's my biggest problem with Sonic Forces? The story. My goodness, this is such a terrible missed opportunity when it comes to this Sonic game. The story is so poorly written and so lazily thought out that it is just boring, and it bogs down whatever good is in Sonic Forces. The story has tons of moments that could be used to tell a really good story for the Sonic Forces, but the writers, for some reason, chose to make it a kid-friendly, child-appealing, kiddie mess. And what we get in the end is just a story that's so forgettable, and you never want to hear about it again, and it's just predictable. It's just bad. Let me just say that. Now, I mentioned the levels earlier, that some of them are fun to play, but for a majority of them, the levels design are just really bad. Now, as I've stated, the Sonic levels should make you feel like you're going fast. They should be smooth. They make you keep going forward and just built in a more horizontal direction with branching paths, of course, to help you beat the game in record time. Sonic Forces, on the other hand, it has branching paths that you can to help you beat the level quickly. But it feels like you're going more up and down with every level that happens in the game. It doesn't feel fast, there's a lot more pitfalls, and they're also very short. You could beat them in less than a minute. I also should talk about another addition to the Sonic Forces that really annoys me, and that is Classic Sonic. The whole reason he's in this game is because Classic Sonic is being used to appeal to the 90s nostalgia in Sonic fans, and it doesn't work because he has nothing to do in the game, he has no impact on the plot, he does little to nothing in the game. His levels are really hard, and sometimes when you play as Classic Sonic, it feels like when you're going fast, suddenly you just start to slow down for no reason, and that will cause you to die. The good news is that Sonic Forces doesn't have any apparent glitches. You could fall between what appears to be two connecting platforms, but there's a tiny gap in there. Timing with jumping is another problem with this game. Sometimes it gets very hard to even jump onto a platform. That's probably because the gameplay is not designed as smoothly. The last thing I'll say about Sonic Forces is that the levels towards the end of the game are just way too hard. There's one classic level towards the end that I refuse to even try to get S rank on because it is just way too difficult. I'm not going to even bother. Also, the double boost gimmick that they try to use, it's really hit or miss. Sometimes you do activate the double boost, but other times you just miss, and then the characters you're trying to boost as, which is Sonic and your avatar, falter. So what are my thoughts on Sonic Forces? Well, it may function well. It may function perfectly on the Switch, which is the platform I use to play it. But the story, the gameplay, the level design, if those aren't perfect, those aren't good, then this game is going to be a really not a fun time to play. And sadly, even though I said I liked this game before, I hate to say it, it's Everyone was right. Sonic Forces is not really that good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Sonic Forces a 6. And that is not a score to be proud of. So neither of these games really impressed me, but I will say that Sonic Mania is better than Sonic Forces. I do have frustrations with Sonic Mania, more so than Sonic Forces. What's frustrating about Sonic Mania is just some level designs, as well as the other things that I've mentioned. Sonic Forces, just the story itself is bad. Would I recommend them to a first-time Sonic game? No. I would only recommend them to Sonic gamers as more of a history lesson, to play these games to understand what it was like to actually play them when they came out. Anyway, that'll wrap up this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to join the channel for more amazing content. It's also the best way to support the channel. I will be back probably 2 weeks from now because next week I'm going to be busy. I'll see you all next time with a new video. Take care, everyone.